Okay, ladies and gents, starting with the first meal of the day, we have, well, to be fair, this is probably more of a snack. We have something light, but first, let's get into something a little bit more, I don't know, kitchen worthy rather than boxes. Oh yeah, now we're talking, people, come on. We have equipped the kitchen apron. It's called an apron. But anyways, on to the first meal, people. So the first meal is very simple. All we have is a protein yogurt and some fruit. Now the fruit varies, but today we're going in with some Spanish Class 1 blueberries provided from Lidl themselves. So let's plate it, shall we? Small but mighty, this meal comes in at exactly 150 calories, 20 grams of protein, 1.2 grams of fat and 13 grams of carbs. The best way to start a day, in my opinion. And there we have it, a simple, high protein, nutrient dense breakfast. Something small to start the day, makes me smile, easy. And we move on to meal number 2, people. So now we have salmon fillets. I usually go for 2, which equates to around 206 grams of salmon. We have sweet potatoes. I usually shoot for around 600 grams. Some spinach, a lemon for the juices, sriracha for the salmon, some jalapenos for the spinach, and to finish off, some fat-free vinaigrette dressing. So the first thing you want to do is preheat the oven to 200 degrees, get it nice and warm, and then measure out the sweet potatoes. Like I said, shoot for around 600 grams. It's really not the end of the world if we go over, because they're not that calorie dense. Then you want to wash the sweet potatoes, obviously, because we don't know how many calories in dirt, people. It could be thousands, we never know. Next, we want to chop the potatoes. Obviously, get the sharpest knife you have. In this case, some, I'd like to say some Japanese steel, but in my dreams. So what I like to do is just half, then half again, and then basically just cut into small little, I don't even know what you call that shape. Half semicircles. You get the gist. Okay, so now that all the sweet potatoes have been diced, I like to keep the skin on because it's extra crispy. Oh, we can't have a runaway. Every calorie counts. So then what we do is we get the cooking pan. So all you just need is a big tray like this. Basically nice and large, so we can fit all the potatoes in. Then what I like to do is use foil, because it's a bit easier. And it also means the potato doesn't stick to the tray. So just put that in the foil, make sure it's all covered and around the sides. And this is the most important part, we need to lubricate the tray. Because lubrication is always a good thing. No one has ever not wanted lubrication. So now we're going to transfer the potatoes into the tray. Making sure we don't spill any. I mean, that's quite a lot of food considering it's only like, I think it's literally about 530 calories. So now that we've got the chips in the tray, We're gonna spray them again, partly because it gives a better crisps up the potatoes. So in my opinion, it tastes a lot better. And then we use seasoning because I may be white, but that does not mean I don't use seasoning. So we're gonna go in with the basic pink Himalayan salts because I'm a bougie man. I think it's like slightly better sodium or something like that. Pretty generous with the twists. Going with some black peppercorn, I think that's normal. And again, nice and generous. Then once we've done that, this is the most important thing, we toss it. And no, not yourself, the food. So nice and coated. Making sure every bit of potato's got some seasoning on. And then into the oven we go. So I usually put these bad boys in for about 30 minutes. Obviously it's nice and warm now from the preheat. So around 30 minutes. And so while we wait for the crispy goodness, we're gonna prep the salmon and the marinade. The sauce. We'll go with the sauce. So basically, as soon as this gets to 16 minutes, that's when we put the salmon in. So I have two fillets. So while we wait for the salmon goodness, this is the second meal is when I have my supplements. So daily habits for me is 1 tab of Vitsi, 2 tabs of cod liver fish oil, 1 tab of my steroids. They're multivits, by the way, they're not steroids. And then some creatine powder, because all this is to cover any nutritional gaps and keep me healthy and fucking jacked. Also, Bulk have got a 75% off payday sale. Use the code below to support me. So now we're going to prepare the side salads, because we're a bougie man. And all it literally is baby spinach, which is delicate and mild. I just eyeball this, basically just do 1 fat handful. As much as like the plate can hold, to be honest. Is that in shot? Yeah, it is. One, basically just, yeah, that'll do. A third of the pack. Again, because like this is literally no calories and it's like a superfood. And then we're gonna coat this with some vinaigrette dressing. Again, this is fat-free, so it's not the end of the world if I overshoot, but I usually do about 15 grams. Oh no, 30 milliliters, what am I on about? So just nice and dribble over. There we go. 30 mil. And then to finish off the salads, I'm going through a bit of a jalapeno phase at the minute. So these are really good actually. I also use a bit of the sauce it comes in because I think it tastes amazing. So basically just put on a couple over the top of the salads to make it look very profesh. And there we go.
So the reason why this is my go-to lunch is because it's clean, high protein, and it makes you feel good as well. So the salmon is obviously a great source of protein, which is rich in omega-3s, which reduces inflammation, supports fat metabolism, blah 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 blah. The sweet potato is probably one of the best sources of carbs in my opinion. High in fibre, packed with vitamin A's, and is a perfect slow digesting carb for stable energy without blood sugar spikes throughout the day, which is perfect if you're trying to lose some weight. And the spinach, obviously I'm trying to be Popeye and get massive forearms, so you know spinach has to be included in the meal. So all in all, this comes to 1011 calories, 58 grams of protein, 33 grams of fat, and 131 grams of carbohydrates. And I know most people aren't rich and famous like I am, so sometimes I'll swap the salmon out for some beef mince or something like that when it's at the end of the month and the money well is drying up.
So we now enter the evening time, people. So what is the fourth meal? Well, it's very simple. 500 grams of chicken breast fillet and 100 grams of dry basmati rice. Also, again, just to show I'm not a white boy wasted and do actually flavour the chicken, we're going in tonight with Cajun. I usually keep it mixed because it gets boring, doesn't it, eating like paprika the entire day. In we go. Now this is actually unreal. Get a lot on this thing. Boom. No white boy is being wasted tonight.
And we move on to the final meal. So obviously chicken is a great source of lean protein, high volume, low fat, and is great for if you're cutting or bulking up. Obviously white rice, the basmati is my opinion the best, as again, it doesn't spike your blood sugar, basically steady energy throughout the day. And then finally some veg for some micronutrients, and also fills you up, supports digestion, and just all in all health really. So this meal comes to around 1021 calories. It's 128 grams of protein, 6 grams of fat, and 110 grams of carbohydrates.
And there we have it, people. Our 4 meals, which we are currently having each day. Finishing off with some blueberries. Try it one more time. Booyah, baby. Also, I've now back on Instagram. I put my first post up today, actually. And I thought it'd be quite a cool idea if... So the next cooking video I'm gonna do is cooking, I guess, you guys' recipes. So if you send me some things on Instagram, some like meals, some recipes, I think I'm just gonna do a video of basically just trying out some new stuff. So I'll probably look at all the contributions and then pick out maybe 4 or 5 recipes and then do a video on that. So please DM me on Instagram with your favorite recipe for building muscle, or just any recipe. But it has to be within reason. I'm not gonna buy some like tomahawk steak, do you know what I mean? Well, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.